Hi everyone, it's been a long time since I've posted anything on YouTube, and to be honest, I've been suffering with some of my builds in autumn and during winter, and one of these days I wanted to take a rest, get away from the builds I have been working on, and just do something quickly, briefly, just for fun. And one of the things on my task list have been rebuilding the Blacktron Alienator. If you know this, I think everybody knows this. This is quite a nice set from the Blacktron series. But to be honest, even though I had this as a child, I didn't really like it. And the main reason for that has been that the whole build looks a little bit slow. You know, it's like a walker. And can you imagine this thing attacking anything at the future base? You know, dip, 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 dip. Even though those little legs could be seen as some kind of skates, hovers, anything, the fact that it's moving suggests that it's actually walking very, very slowly. And I didn't like this. Most people, I think, recognize Blacktrons as some kind of pirates, so the bad guys. And being a bad guy doesn't go well with being slow. So I wanted to rebuild it into something that seems a little bit more aggressive and a little bit faster. But I wanted to keep the overall characteristics of the set. So I've decided that the legs are going to be turned into some kind of wings, or how to say, hover plates. Can I use this word? Let's say hover plates. So something on which it can hover and rover pretty quickly. So this has been the primary build for the set. As you can see, I've tried to keep the design of the cockpit just a little bit, and I also wanted to keep the back of it so it can have some kind of container for the stolen goods. But while building this set, I also wanted to keep two things in head. First, I wanted to keep it very close to the original Blacktron line, so I've tried to limit myself in using parts that were available exactly in this set, but if not in the set itself, then at least somewhere in the Blacktron line or something from the 80s. So I would say 90% of 95% of the set is actually from this set. There are some pieces from other lines, and just for a better build, there are some pieces that were not compatible with Blacktron, but I wouldn't say it stands out very much. So, how the set is built up and why it's called Blacktron Variator. The name Blacktron Variator comes from the fact that it's very variable. So there are a lot of minor changes you can make to the set to make it look a little bit different. Not so much different, but a little bit different. And even though this build, this variation has been the first one, or the base of the whole combination, basically because these legs are in the same position and look in the same direction as in the original one, I've come to realize that I have no favorite variations from the possible versions. So let's see. Of course, the first thing that you can do with this build and with all the variations is that you can move around or change the position of the wings. Of course, there are two major variations. Either they are located like on the top, like this, or you can put it down. So if you ask me, I imagine it like this is the position when it's hovering on the surface of the moon or some planet, and when it's about to get off, then it changes positions to this one, or just simply to this completely horizontal version, and then it flies away. But I think it looks a little bit better like this, like angled upwards a little bit. Okay, this is what you can do with all the sets. And to be honest, in this version, maybe it looks a little bit like a wick wiper or something like that. But of course, you can also change or you can detach the container and also detach the cockpit itself, oops, and rearrange it in opposite directions. So here you go, you can do it like this and like this. As you can see, these pieces are not the 2x2 bricks with pinholes, but the shorter ones, so the 1x2s. Those are not 100% Blacktron compatible, but I needed some place in order to keep balance when it's standing on its wings. So this is the other combination that you have when you turn it around. Of course, it can also stand up on its legs or have the wings raised up. Of course, you might ask, what's inside the container? Well, it's a tiny robot, of course. I tried to design something that is Blacktron, so of course black, but also has a nice funny look, nice funny eyes. This thing in the middle might resemble a little bit something like an Iron Man suit with that glowing thing in the middle, and he has a tiny jetpack just to fly around. Okay, but the variations do not stop here. We could see already 4 variations with wings down, wings up, and shorter wings to the front or shorter wings to the back. In fact, this part again has not been in this specific set, but has been in somewhere in the Blacktron line. So you might ask, 4 variations for one set, that's not too much, but I've also prepared something like a speed jet engine, and of course that can be attached to the back of it. When you need extra thrust power or when you do not have so much to carry. So this is how it looks with extra jets. I think it's very funny this way when it's shorter one and it has the longer wings looking to the back, because from a certain point of view this can look a little bit like the Enterprise from Star Trek. Wasn't it? Yeah. One trick that is not much visible from this view is that this whole build has little studs on the underside, so when you put it down and you do not look it 100% horizontally, then it's a little bit hovering, so there is a little gap between the table and the set. I think it adds a cool effect to the whole build when you look at it. Of course, you can position it down or up, it's up to you, and of course you can also change the position to the reverse direction as with the container. And so there you go, you can have it like this or have it the other way around as well. Okay, the fun part for this set also is this hinge mechanism. As you can see, there are 2 parallel hinges that will keep this little wing in a horizontal position always. So no matter where you set it, it will always be parallel to the other one. Only the position can be angled, but not the angle of the wing itself. And I think it's very useful when you are putting it down on a surface. then it's not flopping no matter how much attention you have paid for the right positioning. Okay, so that's all about this set. I hope you liked it as much as I've liked building it itself. And next time there will be something not so much related to Blacktron, but something related to one of my favorite movies of all time. See you soon, and have a wonderful new year. Thanks, bye.